Hi, hello, and welcome to our channel Chemistry Era. This is Anil. Today we are going to learn the first chapter of our 10th class, that is chemical equations. Before going to learn how to write a chemical equation, first let us try to understand the basic term, that is change. I think we have listened this word change in different situations in our daily life. See, what is scientifically change means? Scientifically, change means a transition of matter. Then what is this word? Transition. Transition is nothing but a conversion. This transition of matter is generally called as a change. Change is broadly classified into two different categories. They are physical change and chemical change. First, let us try to understand about physical change. Before going to define physical change, let us see few examples. If I take an ice cube and I heat it, what happens? It converts into water. In this process, if you observe carefully, ice is in a solid state, whereas water is in a liquid state. Here there is a transition takes place. There is a conversion of ice into water. There is a conversion of solid state matter into liquid state. Here what is changing? State is changing. Now let us take another example. If you take a glass of water, add a pinch of turmeric to it. You take a glass of water and add a pinch of turmeric to it. Then what happens? The entire water converts into yellow color. Am I right? In this case, what is changing? In this case, the color of water is changing. Now, if you take an incense stick and light it, what happens? Within few seconds of time, the entire room or the entire area gets a very good fragrance. That means in such case, what is changing? The order is changing. If the change is observed in state or color or order, all those changes are considered as a physical change. A change is said to be physical when there is change in state of matter, when there is change in color, or when there is change in order. Then we can call it as a physical change. Now let us try to understand about chemical change. Before going to understand about chemical change, let us see some examples. Then we can understand what is chemical change and we can define the chemical change. Take the first example. In a beaker, let us take a pinch of calcium oxide and add a small quantity of water to it. When you mix it thoroughly, when you touch the bottom of this beaker, you feel it is hot. That means in this case, there is a evolution of heat takes place. Already in our 9th class we had already studied that the changes in which heat is emitted or evolved, such changes are called as exothermic. Here in this case, what is happening? When you take a little amount of calcium oxide and add water to it, after some time when you touch the bottom of the beaker, you feel it is hot. That means in this case heat is getting liberated, which indicates that there is a evolution of heat The changes in which heat is liberated, such changes are called as exothermic changes. Now let us take another example. Let us take in the beaker, let us take a little amount of ammonium chloride and add water to it and thoroughly mix the entire solution. If you touch the beaker, you can feel cool. That means in this case heat is absorbed. That means there are certain instances where heat is absorbed. There are certain instances where heat is evolved. Those instances in which heat is evolved are called exothermic reactions. Those instances in which heat is absorbed are called endothermic reactions. Those reactions in which heat is evolved are called exothermic reactions. Those reactions in which heat is absorbed are called endothermic reactions. Now let us take another example. Take two beakers. In the first beaker, take a pinch of barium chloride salt and add sufficient amount of water to it. In another beaker, take a sodium sulfate solution. To this also add a sufficient amount of water. Thoroughly mix the two beakers. Then those two solutions will be colorless. When you add the two solutions into another beaker, you are going to form a insoluble compound will be formed at the bottom of the test tube or bottom of the beaker. That insoluble compound formed at the bottom of the beaker is called as a very important term, precipitate. Now let us define precipitate. Very, very important. Precipitate means insoluble substance formed in a reaction is called as a precipitate. What is this precipitate? That we are going to learn afterwards. Now let us consider the third example. In a test tube, take some zinc granules, add dilute sulfuric acid to it. After some time, you can observe that there are air bubbles are coming out from the reaction mixture. What are those air bubbles indicates? Those air bubbles indicate the gas liberated here is nothing but hydrogen. You may have doubt. How you can say that the liberated gas is hydrogen? In order to test whether the liberated gas is hydrogen or not, take a burning matchstick, put towards it. Then it puts off with a pop sound. The gas which puts off burning matchstick with pop sound, that gas is definitely hydrogen.